Chris, this is DJ Crier from Fame Games. How are you?
How are you?
Oh, good, good. It's hot over here and sunny. What about you? Where are you based right now?
I'm in Tulsa right now.
I guess it's pretty hot over there now, isn't it not?
It usually is. Man, we just got some showers in yesterday, so it cooled it off a little bit. It's about 80 right now. Usually we're running about 100, 110.
Yeah, you're getting a good suntan then for all the ladies.
I try. I like to drive around with the top down, so even when I'm working, I can get a little sun.
We're so pleased to have you on the show. We didn't have you in the interview when we interviewed Michael and Joey just a few months ago, so it's a real pleasure to bring on the lead singer. It's a big, big week for Stars Go Dim. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, man, yeah, it's been crazy. Basically, the last 2 years of our lives is kind of coming all together this week, so put a lot into this album. It's finally happening. Got the album release. We've been getting good reviews and good placements and stuff for it this past week, and we've got a lot of press and all this stuff, and now we've got our CD release show coming up Saturday. It's been a whirlwind. It's finally good to see some stuff paying off. So it's an exciting time for sure.
Can you take us kind of step by step for those listeners who are musicians themselves? Maybe they're a solo artist or maybe they're bands, and they would like to release an album themselves. What, step by step, how did you guys do it?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
I know, I've done it myself.
It's basically, we started out making sure first off that the songs were good. If the songs aren't there, then you don't have anything to market, you don't have anything to push. So it all started with writing songs. Joey and I getting together for about a year and just sitting down, writing and rewriting and recording and re-recording and doing that over and over again. I've got 50 songs that nobody's ever heard, because we just wrote and wrote and wrote. So finding kind of your niche in that, and then what we did was during that process, we knew we didn't want to just sit on this stuff and then just come out with it now, like when we're done. So we started building a fan base immediately through the internet, through emails, videos, kind of posts like that, so through MySpace and deals. So we started building friends, building a fan base through that kind of stuff, and really making it interactive. So the fans actually got to feel like they were a part of the group. So they saw us grow from the first time we ever met and started writing songs all the way through the recording process to now. So it's really big bringing in those fans as well.
Chris, I've got to congratulate you on your new album. I think it's absolutely superb. I mean, all of us here have always thought you were good, but your album is great. How much do you think your music has actually changed from when you first got together, though?
When we first got together, and thank you, when we first got together, we really didn't know what we were going to do. We've all had, vast backgrounds. So we've done rock, and everybody's really good musicians. So it was like, well, we teetered with some kind of R&B, some blues stuff, and then kind of fell into the pop niche and started writing those songs, and they really just started coming together. So once we found that formula that worked, we really went with it. We put out probably, I think, 3 songs, and those felt really good, and people were responding well with them. So we just took that and rolled with it for the rest of the album. So once we figured that out, it was pretty easy to figure out what we were going to do.
Chris, I was checking you out today on YouTube, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, but the impression I got, until you came along, they were more sort of heading towards being a hard rock band, and you came along and perhaps mellowed them down a bit. Is that true?
We were all actually in separate rock bands when we started. They toured in another band. They were Grammy nominated with another group, and I was touring with another group, and we were just kind of mutual friends. And it all kind of started out as a side project. We're like, well, we want to maybe do something with a little bit broader audience. So we started getting together and just writing songs, like I said, and then it turned into this. Really kind of cool how it happened.
Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to you were talking to me about the how you came around to self-releasing your album as an independent band, and you talked about building a fan base. At what point did you all say to yourselves, right, we have got to put the money into this, or we've got to get a sponsor and actually release our own album and not wait for a record label to come knocking on our door to do it for us?
Well, yeah, it was pretty simple. Surveying kind of the industry as it is right now. A lot of labels have been struggling lately, and with the internet and how it's been, we kept seeing artists that were really doing well independently. So it was one of those things where we were like, well, we can do this if we put our effort and everything into it. So what we did, we took on investors. So we created a capital campaign, raised money, basically, and created our own basic label. So we hired our own PR, we hired our own radio, our own marketing, basically everyone that a label will hire, and we did it ourselves. We did that because we knew a lot of the guys, the other guys, especially Mike and Joey, have been on labels and been in deals for 10 or 15 years. So they really know how everything works. So they were able to use their contacts and the whole clout that they had to be able to kind of further that along a little quicker than the normal person would. So it was kind of interesting. It was definitely a big leap of faith to say, okay, here we go. We're going to try to get these people to trust us enough to give us their money. And which is interesting. How the economy is now, it's interesting to try to get people to invest into a band. You look at your average typical band, they don't last very long. But we thought we had a product that could relate. We thought we had good songs, and we thought we had kind of the staying factor that people would like to buy into. So and it's been good. It's worked so far. So.
When it comes right down to the physical product, and I've got your CD in my hands at the moment. Thank you guys so much for sending us some T-shirts and things that we're having a Stars Go Dim week, and we've got a lot of people interested in getting some of these as prizes from the radio show.
Awesome.
But as I'm looking at the CD itself, who is behind things like the artwork?
We have a company here in town called New Media actually put together the artwork, and we've had a few different organizations and people involved. We've got a great photographer, videographer that goes with us named Justin Griman, and he did some of the artwork as well.